All right, today we got Vampz. Appreciate you coming all the way up.
Yeah, no problem.
How you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Everything going well with you?
Yeah, things have been looking up lately. Actually, I've had a kind of a rough start to my year. A lot of personal stuff in my life, but it seems to be turning around, and I've been doing great now.
I feel that. Peaks and valleys.
Yeah, exactly. Peaks and valleys.
Ebb and flow. So your graffiti career, how long have you been writing?
2 years last month, actually.
2 years.
I've always kind of been intrigued by graffiti, and when I was a teenager, I would take pictures of freight, not knowing at the time venture was an actual term. But it wasn't until a couple years ago that I met someone, and he was a tagger, and it kind of piqued my interest. You're 30 years old and still tagging, what the fuck? So I kind of started drawing and hanging out with him, and I ended up wanting to paint, and he didn't want to paint. He was just a tagger. So I kind of went off on my own, and then I ended up meeting a couple people from a crew, and I went on my first mission, and the second I picked up a can, it was done. I was hooked.
So you didn't draw when you were younger? You didn't one of those kids that sat there and had artistic influences from your family or anything?
I spent my summers painting as a kid, houses. My dad owned houses and apartments, so I would help him with vacant units as early as 7 years old. So I've always been into that type of painting, and then it turned into more interior design, complementing colors. So I know a lot about color theory, and I was into photography and modeling and the whole rockabilly scene for a while, and I would set up really intricate photo shoots and have models come over to my house and have group shoots. But as far as actually drawing, no, I didn't get into that until I was in my late 20s.
Well, interesting.
And, yeah.
I was always your friend, a tagger. I didn't really
Okay.
I still don't really even sit there and draw really, but I wish I did when I was younger, but I also have my cousins and my uncles that had a painting business, so I've done a lot of painting, interior houses.
Yeah.
Shit like that.
Same.
Yeah.
I did take art classes in middle school and high school, 4 or 5 of them. So I've always been interested in art, but I wouldn't call myself an artist until more recently. But once I started doing graffiti, it really changed the trajectory of my life completely. I never thought that I would get into it, but I'm full blown. It's a lifestyle at this point, it's not just a hobby anymore. I take it really seriously.
It is, and it's also very addicting when you get into it heavy,
It is, but it's therapeutic, so it feeds my soul, and that's all I care about.
It's definitely therapeutic, and I get stressed out a lot and just vandalize shit, but you're more like an artist, creating shit. But so, have you ever been arrested doing graffiti yet?
No, I haven't. I've had quite a number of run-ins with the cops, but I've been let go every single time, and I do know a lot of people, obviously, it's part of the lifestyle, so I will openly admit that, I would be okay if I got arrested, because it's just part of it, so, someday if it happens, I'm not gonna cry about it, because I put myself in that position,
Yeah, I mean, it's...
And it comes with the territory.
Yeah,
it comes with the territory. It's inevitable.
Yeah.
It will happen eventually, and yeah.
It's always just depends on a certain cop on how his mood on that day,
Right.
or the person if they want to call, it's just
right. And the
or who you want to
situation,
yeah,
the location. I know Riverside County, Orange County.
Yeah.
You don't fuck around over
Orange
there.
County don't fuck around.
Yeah.
And what's so stupid is I'm always in LA County, and I caught up 2 cases recently in 2 surrounding cities that don't fuck around, and it's what was I thinking?
Yeah.
It's just dumb shit. So who are you painting with down there? You say you're from, where are you living now?
I'm from the 909.
909?
So IE.
IE.
Yeah, the Dina, Loma Linda, it's an undisclosed location.
Okay,
but I live far
no,
east from LA, yes.
You could say east, I think south, or maybe southeast, I guess.
Yeah, no, it would be straight east on the 10.
Oh, really? I'm always that, cause west is kind of going north here towards Washington area, with that.
Okay.
I'm
okay.
bad at directions.
You're
I'm trying to picture it in my mind, but I'm always thinking just towards San Diego and Mexico.
Yeah, no, that's south. That would be south. So
Yeah.
I live east, yes.
Okay. Right on. So what are your favorite things about graffiti?
I don't know, the rush, I guess. I'm in it for the views. If the spot has a good view, be it a view of the skyline or a rooftop view, or I don't know, just the views, the views on the side of the freeway. There's just something about being on the freeway with the sounds of the cars. It seriously puts me into flow state. It does. Nothing else in the world matters but me and the wall. So I think that's why I do it. It calms my mind.
I told someone else that I love being outside for when just hearing the car, and he was like, it was. He looked at me like I was crazy.
Yeah, no, I love it.
Yeah. So I noticed you also you do some rappelling now too.
Oh yeah, I did try rappelling. I'm not like addicted to it. Like I guess some people would try it and be like, oh my gosh, and like take it and run with it. Like it was an experience. Like I would definitely do it again, but I don't think I'm at a point in my my current state to be full blown rappelling. Like I'm still really working on my technique and like perfecting my art. You know, like so rappelling's a whole different game. There's a lot of equipment involved and like finding the spot and finding, you know, like a tie off point and just like the safety of it all. Like I don't think I'm prepared for that full blown lifestyle yet.
Yeah, I the harness and all that shit's super uncomfortable. You know, like I don't really like.
Yeah, my leg went numb when I was up there. Like my left leg, I could not feel it at all, and I'm like, what the fuck?
There's a story where like back in the 90s, this kid was doing like the rappel, like he had this thing where he made for himself and he hung himself. You know, like he did it wrong. You know, like that shit's scary. Like,
it is dangerous. I seen someone fall right in front of me, like from 30 feet up, and luckily they were able to catch the rope, and they got really bad rope burn. But yeah, like he could have been seriously injured, and he walked away with like a sprained ankle and severe rope burns on his hands. But like it's dangerous. Like it's like doing a heaven. But I feel like it's more dangerous because it's more technical. Because, you know, like, I've been on billboards, I've been on freeway signs, like, I can handle that, like, you just have to be careful where you step and kind of test it out first, because I've seen freeway signs, like, where the metal will be, like, rotted out, so if you step on it, your foot falls through, you know, so, with the rappelling, yeah, like, you have to make sure that you tied it off right, and that the rope is going the right way through, like, the mechanism, so, yeah, if you don't do it right, you could die.
You know, I always feel like, fuck, man, even if you do it right, you don't know, like, that's something where you tie it onto is going to go. You know, like, I have, like, severe trust issues.
It's sketchy, so, yeah, like, big praise to the people that do it consistently, because, you know, it is a badass way to get up. You know, no one's going to touch your pieces, but it is a lot of risk involved, and it's expensive.
You know, and also it goes like I just feel so trapped. Like it's like with me, like my instinct is like I'm always looking for like if you're up there, like and these fools are coming from everywhere, like what are you gonna do? Like, you know, if they come in, if they're on the, you know, come up there, I just feel like I'm on an island. You know,
yeah, exactly.
I want to have exit points.
Right,
There's not many there.
It puts you in a precarious situation for sure.
Yeah. So out of there, like so you're not gonna continue that path?
I mean, I'm willing to try it again. Like, I only did it that once. Like, I practiced
you only did it once.
Yeah, I practiced once down on the side of a bridge just to learn how to like work it. And then yeah, I rappelled over the side of a building in the Fashion District during the daytime because I felt more comfortable doing that. And like, yeah, it's a rush, but like I'm not super interested in doing it repeatedly. Like, I would want it in a controlled environment for a while until I felt confident, like, that I could do it 100% myself, you know?
When I saw you do it, I thought for sure, like, I would have never thought that was your first time. You look, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Oh,
you look
okay.
yeah. So
I
that's why
scoped
didn't
out
know
the
that.
building first. I had actually taken a picture of the building and practiced the piece I was going to do first so I could count the bricks easier. Like, I was fully prepared for it because I didn't want to get up there and, like, have anxiety and, you know, like, stage fright, kind of, because there was a lot of people watching me, too.
Really? Like civilians and shit?
Civilians, and I was like at the homie skate shop, so like he has people coming and going, and then like Graff artists always show up there. So yeah, there was an audience.
Yeah, that's, you got lucky. I mean, every now and then you get one person like fucking crowd, you know, they're just like, what's this? You know,
yeah.
You have a permit for that?
Exactly.
So, winter, no crews. You never like aspired to get in a crew or?
I mean, I know a lot of crews. I'm, you know, like acquainted with a lot of crews, but no, like I've never been approached by a crew wanting me to join in that aspect. Like, I'm okay with being a oneer.
Yeah.
I'm just more interested in painting with, you know, talented people that we could learn from each other and bounce ideas off each other and progress together.
Is there any like writer that you see their style and they kind of like influence you, or you like, you know, that you look up to and you want to try to, you know, emulate that way a little bit, or?
Like, Taste is sick. I started following him recently, and his style is pretty clean. I don't really look up to anybody. I kind of, you know, like, notice everyone's stuff and, like, details and color waves and, you know, like, bits and pieces, but there's not, like, one single artist that, like, I look up to, no. I know a lot of people growing up probably had, like, a favorite artist, but, you know, like, there's too many of them at this point.
Yeah, definitely. there's just there's like sometimes there's a writer that just like stands out, like like there's like a couple of when I started I just will never forget because they just like straight murdered the they just murdered they just went crazy
like as far as females go, there's an artist in the desert, Meow. Like when I first got into it, I saw that she was a chick, and like she's good, she does really good colorways, and like she's talented. Like she doesn't just do one thing. So I definitely got inspiration from her, and then like Weta too. Like she's up everywhere. She loves to bevel. I love to bevel. She always has great colors, and like she's ruthless. Like she literally is up everywhere because I travel around Southern California a lot. Like I'm all over the place, and she's always up in every fucking place that I go to. So yeah, like mad props to her.
Yeah, she does. That's a good friend of mine, and this is a funny story about her. Is I was even painting Bayshore. I went up there because I met some chick. I didn't even know, like, we ended up becoming friends for like 2 years. I think maybe 2 years or something. I'd go up there randomly here and there painting, and I was like, how do we even meet? She's like, oh, I hit you up in your DM. She's like, and then, we just started chatting up. And I said, oh yeah, how'd you even find me? Because you're up here and you don't even follow a lot, right? She's like, oh, I saw you were friends with this female writer from up here. I said, who? And she said, where? I said, she's not from there. But it's funny because like a lot of people will think that just because she does get up.
Yeah,
like,
no one knows where she's from. She's elusive.
Yeah, no,
I know she mentioned she was from Orange County in her interview, so now I actually have a location of where she's from. But she really is all over. All over California.
Very she's like a gypsy nomad. She'll just
all
over.
Yeah, and I commend her for that because she's like fully invested in the lifestyle.
Yeah, it's a compliment when someone thinks that. Like, because I had someone recently ask me, they're like, oh yeah, what part of Long Beach you live in? And I'm like, I don't live in Long Beach. What I said, they're like, oh, 'cause I live out here and I see your shit all over the place, and I'm just like, yeah, no.
Right. Yeah, I'm kind of the same way though. Like, I'm up from Palm Springs to North Hollywood.
Yeah.
And everywhere in between.
Yeah, that's how it goes. Like, you gotta get up, man. It's like you gotta get out of LA. You gotta get out of your city. You gotta go out and go around. Like, like it was a couple weeks ago. I was like in Barstow, fucking Bakersfield, IE. You just gotta get out.
Yeah, I mean, I painted like back east as well. Like I'm into traveling to paint. I have a couple trips coming up at the end of the year that I'm looking forward to. So yeah, I want to, it's not all city anymore. It's like, like I want to be well known across the U.S. And actually, I've had people hit me up. In fact, another Vampz hit me up. He's from Chicago apparently. His homie is working out here and saw my pieces and sent it to him. So he found my Instagram and hit me up. And like he's an old head, but yeah, he was super respectful. Like wasn't offended that we had the same name, even though he spells it with an S. But like he just showed love, so I thought that was cool.
That is cool. You want to mention what cities you want to paint in?
I'm going back to New York. New York's my favorite city. I've been there 5 times now. Once to paint, and this time, like I have a little bit better of an idea how it is painting there. So I'm excited to go back there, and then Miami. Yeah.
I've been in Miami, and most of my friends up in Seattle. And I always painted up there and shit, but it just sucks that it's always fucking so wet. And like, I just found myself always like, just fuck it, just go with the chrome. It's like
exactly.
Everything's like damp and wet and shit.
Right, it's the same thing because like Oregon gets a lot of rain, so it'd be wet, and then like Miami, the humidity. So I'm hoping like by the end of the year and fall, like it's not going to be that bad. It's still hurricane season though, so.
Yeah, we'll see. The rain comes and goes there real quick, and it's just like it seems to dry really fast there, like too. So that's right. I was down in like Pompano Beach and like down by Miami South Beach. That's where she was from. Okay. So if you had like a Mount Rushmore of like female graffiti writers, like that you looked up to, who do you think that would be?
Well, like I said, Meow for sure, because she's like one of the first female artists that I came across. I recently discovered that Respect is a female, so like mad props to her too. Like she's sick with it. Like I never thought that was gonna be a female, just because like her style is like super dark and like not girly at all. So like I really respect her for that. But like at the end of the day, I get a lot of people hitting me up like, we thought you were a dude. It's like like people are gonna think what they're gonna think. But yeah, probably just those 3. I'm not like super familiarized with like a lot of female artists, but like if you're talented and you're doing it for the right reasons and you're showing progression and like you're dedicated to it, like then I'm gonna respect you, as a female, because like it's male dominated, so like you have to put in the work and you have to be dedicated to it, and I learned that very quickly, so there's no fucking around. Like you're putting your you know, freedom on the line and risking a lot to get up. So like take that shit seriously, you know, because it's not a joke. Like I said, I've never been arrested, but like if I were to get arrested, like that's pretty serious.
That's probably one of the lesser things, but like I'm saying, you don't, not just your freedom at risk, you're putting your fucking life at risk. Like I've been like, you know, you've been shot
Yeah,
at,
I had a
gun pulled on
a
you.
situation came up last week
Sure.
with a firearm involved. So yeah, I know for sure.
Yeah.
Like especially going down by the freeways and there's like a lot of tweakers down there and
Like
homeless people.
camps and-
And I'm always respectful to them, you know. Like I try because I know that's like their area and their territorial. Like I'm always polite and like if I have food or like water, like you know, like I try to spread the love. And like try
You
to
just
keep the
ask
peace because
them, you
especially
know?
if you're like nice to them, like they'll watch your back.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, it's definitely dangerous because you are running the streets, especially down in LA. Like, if you don't know your way around, like, you could end up in some bad areas, like, at night. So, yeah, it is really dangerous, you know? So, like, it, again, is a lifestyle. It's a choice.
And what I've noticed, I did it even recently, actually last night. I just asked them, say, hey, you know what? I'm here, like, paint, you know, like, even if it's a van or whatever, I know that they're camped up, but still, that's their home. So it's like, just be like, hey, you mind if I'm gonna paint? You know, came here to paint. I didn't know you were here. You mind if I hit the spot? You know, or some shit like that. You know, I always try to have like some extra black bud or some shit to get over. Cause I don't smoke cigarettes, but I know most of them love cigarettes.
Yeah, exactly. You know, it's just common decency and respect, especially like a lot of the times they have dogs too. Like I've almost been attacked by a dog a few times.
I got bit by a dog recently.
Really?
I got bit by a motherfucking dog, a pit bull.
Oh,
this full fucking dude, I was walking in like the path, like where a lot of people path, like right there, like under a bridge, and this fool had a pit bull on a fucking rope, and the thing went all the way, and it was like a foot into the path, and like I jumped back. Luckily, I have pit bulls, and like I could, you know. That fool bit me on the leg. I went like this, and if he would have had like another 6 inches, he would have fucking locked on my shit. He was a mean dog, and he was mad. And
yeah, that's not good. You know, you have a lot of muscles and tendons, and that could really do some damage.
Dude, that dog would have fucked me up. And I told the fool, I'm like, what are you doing, man? Like, he's like, oh, he's on a rope. I'm like, fool, look at where the dog bit me at. He's on the path. You know, like you know, it's not like a sanctioned city path, but you can tell it's a walking path where everyone goes on it. You know what I mean? It's like, what the
people
fuck?
tend to be assholes when their dogs bite you. I've noticed. You know, they're like, "What? You should have been here." Like, bro, your fucking dog just bit me, and you don't give a fuck. Like, what kind of dog do you have?
Yeah.
I mean, if it's like a protective issue, I guess. Like, if you got too close to like the territory, but still,
no, I was
like,
walking, dude, like their tents were way over there. I was walking where very commonly, you know, I watched. Yeah, it was like fucking. That's crazy. So fucking. What do you want? What's your like end goal with the graffiti? Do you think you're gonna be a lifer on this?
Yeah, for sure. I could see myself, you know, 30 years from now, fucking hitting freight or like going to, you know, a wash and doing a full-on production.
Yeah.
My end goal, I don't know, like wherever the wind blows me. Like if you would have asked me when I started if I'd be sitting here doing an interview, I probably would have laughed at you. I never thought I would get this far into it. So yeah, I don't know what the future holds for me, but like I'm full blown into it right now, and I don't see it wavering anytime soon.
It's very addicting. I know, like my three Mount Rushmore female artists from my generation would be Omega from UTI. She still paints. She's still active. She has an art gallery. She's a badass chick.
See, the art gallery, you know,
She's
like that's the retirement
badass.
of graffiti right there, like owning a shop or an art gallery.
Yeah, but you know, but if you talk to her and you go there, you're gonna see she's not doing it for money. She's doing it for the pure love, and she just can't quit. You know,
and it's the community too. Is why I fell in love. Like I meet some really dope people doing Graff.
100%.
You know, and like-minded individuals. I mean, they're not all great, but like I have met some, you know, like really awesome people. So I think that's why I stay in it too.
Yeah. The other one would be like Blossom from MTA or CBS, and then the other one Tribe was just a killer back in the day. You know, but she's not around this scene anymore. But yeah, those are like from my generation, like that I looked up to. It was definitely Omega, Blossom, and Tribe.
It must have been like a whole different world then for a female artist, honestly.
Back then, imagine that.
What were we talking about, like the late 90s, early 2000s? Yeah, that must have been cutthroat.
No, Omega's been doing it since '89, '88.
Wow.
She's like an OG.
Yeah.
She's one of like. She's a very respected, badass artist and badass person. So is there anything else you want to talk about? Cause like also, if you have any, what I was doing this also originally was to keep people's memories alive that have fallen. Like, so is there, I know like you've only been like, writing a couple of years, but do you know any writers that have passed away? Have you met anyone? Or?
Personally, I don't. When I first came around, Oryx from D4 Dub had just passed away, and I was, like painting with them a lot, and they were really upset over the loss of such a great guy. So like that would be the person I would call out for sure. The person paint for sure to Oryx, D4 Dub.
Did you meet him?
No, I never got the pleasure of meeting him. Yeah, right when I started coming around is when it happened, So like I was in it when they were doing all the rollers in his memory and, like really celebrating his life. So I felt connected to it, even though no, I've never technically met him, but they respected, I respected. So yeah,
that's it. This is what this is. By just talking about it, you're keeping his memory alive, and when this goes on to YouTube, it's gonna be there for and that's all we're trying to do is keep people honor their memories and the contributions to the culture that we love.
Right, exactly.
So, is there anything else you want to talk about yourself or about the graffiti or any subjects you want to touch on?
Not really. I think we covered everything.
That's it. I really appreciate you coming up here and doing this. When you said you did, I was like, hell yeah, I'm really stoked about that.
Might as well. I don't have an opportunity. I feel like not enough females get out there to like be exposed to the world. It's all male driven. So I saw Weta do it. I was like, okay, I'm okay with it.
Yeah, and you're like, you took off. Like, I see like some girls that'll be like, oh, they get a boyfriend that's a writer, so they'll try to do it, and like here or there, but like, nah, you're like doing it. That's why I give you props. And that's why I was like, I'm looking forward to watching your career progress.
Yeah, it's only gonna get better. I have a lot of good things planned for the future.
You do. All right. Well, thank you so much, and I'll talk to you again soon, hopefully.
Have a good day.